Alright. Hey, what's up guys? Chelsea, welcome back to Fate Grand Order. LB6. Sorry for the like 15-minute delay. I got asked to take care of something really quick, and so I had to like run over to the house and deal with that. But anyway, last time in LB6 we well, MASH, we were seeing what MASH was getting up to while we were conked out in the Nameless Forest. And then it ended off with us helping a group of fairies who got scammed by Koyanskia. This is just proper space there. Yeah, I think I mostly know how to. I still haven't gotten her to 10, and I heard that if you get her to 10, her noble phantasm is a bit different. I haven't gotten her there yet because I've just been like grinding like the trash like daily quest stuff to get like, you know, materials for skill ups for various servants. So I haven't been able to have her hit 10 yet to see those slightly different noble phantasm, but I'm hoping I come across a harder node here soon. I thought I thought damage difference is 7. I don't know, I've hit 7 and it seemed like it was the same. And I read someone say that it was at 10 at max, so I think that, I don't know. I'm not sure. Also ignore the Saint Courts. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. We ain't got to talk about that. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, left off with us having helped those fairies and who got scammed by Koyanskia, and now someone's watching us, well, watching over us. They were keeping a watch for us while we slept, which, you know, is appreciated but also kind of creepy. You know, like who the hell are you? And why are you following us? You know, that's I imagine that's the question we'll get answers to here soon, I would hope. But yeah, let's get into it. Berserker and Assassino Cappuccino. Now I could just bring Muramasa or Artoria, but I could also, well, yeah, I'll bring in Artoria, but one with a bond up craft essence. How about that? That works. Oh, I should probably arrange these better. Well, no, none of them are affected by the, Koyanskia bond up, right? I don't think so. What the heck? What is making it... Huh? I think the filter is broken. Because a bunch of these definitely... Oh, NP strength? I do have that ticked. That would explain it. That would explain that, yeah, okay. I don't think I have any lawful good servants. Yeah, so just these 3 on is plenty, actually. Unless I could maximize this better, but do I care to? Not really. Like, I'm sure I have some bestial eared servant that I could pop in and you then put the Koyanskia craft essence on, but I was like, I don't care. What are those weird dark balls floating around, Oberon? We're here. Welcome to my domain, the Autumn Woods of Wales. I can see what gets its name. Warm-colored leaves everywhere. We're not gonna talk about the dark balls of... Oh, okay. Alright, sure. Welsh Fairy A. They're kind of cute. Even the caterpillar ones. Oh no, the caterpillars are kind of cute. It's Lord Oberon. I assume this is actual... No. I don't know, no. The Welsh language uses the Latin alphabet, so this... Unless this is like ancient Welsh. Like before they had the Latin alphabet. Which... I wouldn't be surprised. But I don't think so. At least I would hope not. Interesting.
Please, Lord Oberon, please tell us all about what you saw outside.
Thank you for the warm welcome, everyone. As you can see, I've brought a guest with me today. This is Ritsuka. She watches over things just like I do.
I guess. This is Da Vinci, the cutest genius you've ever met. True. Oh, you'll ever meet.
This is Muramasa, who will probably be kind enough to make us all sorts of useful things.
Maybe.
And this is Artoria, the Child of Prophecy. See, I told you the Child of Prophecy would be willing to come all the way to this isolated neck of the woods. Now do you believe I was telling the truth?
They're like, she has weak magical energy. What do you mean, Child of Prophecy? She weak as shit.
What do I do, Oberon? You don't have to do anything. They're just glad you're here. Oh, but don't try to hug them, no matter how cute they are. They're not used to being touched, especially by outside fairies. These fairies are
straight out of a picture book. Now this is what I imagined a land of fairies would be like. True.
Come on, fairies are fairies, right? I don't see anything special about...
Please make me a helmet. I want to be a soldier. Oh. I don't know how you're gonna do that, buddy. I don't know. Can you even hold a sword? Well, we can try.
I guess they're a little different. I can't tell what it's saying, but... What is it, little guy? You want a helmet that fits you? Yeah, alright. Anything made for humans obviously won't fit you at all. Hey, Oberon, mind if I set up a workbench somewhere? Be my guest. Oh, but just stick to leaves and twigs for your materials if you don't mind. They don't actually want to be soldiers. They just want to play pretend.
I got it, don't worry. I'm not gonna make anything real.
What about you? Who are you? Are you Oberon's friend, a real friend? Then that makes you our friend too. Please help him. Please help Oberon.
Who are they talking to? I can tell they're friendly, but that's all I can tell.
They're welcoming all of you here. None of the fairies who end up in these woods understand suspicion. There are no imitations of human society here, but we can at least put you up in tents. Why don't you all kick back and relax while I go see what's happening outside? I'm counting on all of you to take care of our guests, okay? Don't worry, these people are all nice. None of them are going to hurt you.
Yeah. I mean, I don't intend to, but...
Okay, everyone, ta-ta for now. I'll be back tonight to make sure to save some dinner for me. Hang on, Oberon. At least tell us how we can understand what they're saying.
And he's gone. I'm sure you'll figure it out.
I mean, at least we can tell these fairies are being welcoming to us, but...
Indeed. I have no idea what these Welsh fairies are saying either. I also noticed Lord Oberon didn't bother to introduce me. That hurts, honestly. I wonder why. Is he just absent-minded?
Oh crap, I forgot he was here too. I didn't. I was like, is he gonna introduce Redra?
Are you hungry? Are you hungry? If you're like Lord Oberon, you must get hungry too, right? We'll feed you, we'll feed you. Welsh chestnuts are yummy, yummy.
I'm sure. I'm sure they are.
They say they're going to feed us.
Oh, you know what they're saying?
And with chestnuts, no less.
That's amazing. Talk about a forbidden treat.
You can almost never find sweets in the south thanks to the restrictions. But here we have a loophole.
Forbidden? Here?
Oh yeah, Mike said that only upper-class fairies have access to confectionaries.
Did you forget the red horse in the room? True. Seems almost hard to believe.
Apparently the queen forbade processing fruits and such, so sugar's hard to come by here.
Lady Aurora once gave me a bite of some kind of dark-colored bar.
Chocolat?
But honestly, I prefer Garish. They have much more natural sweetness.
This way, tell us about Lord Oberon. Or tell us about Oberon.
Shouldn't you know more than us? I would think, right? Okay.
Looks like the dining table's over that way.
I still can't tell what they're saying, but if they're going to treat us, who are we to say no? Sounds good to me. I haven't had a treat in a long time.
That meal was delicious.
What she said. Yeah. I'm just checking something. Alright.
It sure was. Those are the most gorgeous grapes I've ever seen by far. And not only that, these fruits even have mystics in them. And that was a great way for servants to recover magical energy. Oh, good. Maybe I should take a few with us for the road. Or send some to Holmes as a souvenir.
Eating pears in a single bite. There's still an extra plate left out. Is that for Oberon? Should we leave it for him? Yeah, probably.
They're here, the black dogs are here.
Run, hide, you snooze, you lose. Oh boy. We can't let them hurt the little guys.
Huh, that's weird. Why'd they all run up trees and hide in hollows all of a sudden?
I see some black dogs over there. So they're probably trying to hide.
Oh my gosh, come on, we have to get rid of them. It's this we can do to pay them back for this feast.
I'm just thinking the same thing. The black dogs are terrifying, but these poor fairies have no way of fighting back. No, we're not going to let anything happen to them now that we're here. Come on, everyone. Let's show these dogs they're no match for a hare.
Are you sure you're not actually a servant?
Yeah, seems almost too convenient. Too similar.
But hey, what do I know?
Black dogs. Can I pet that dog? Probably don't want to pet these dogs. Probably gonna just want to do a full combo here. Oh. Nice. Castoria. That's my girl. Ha. Yes, attack the one with invincible. Very smart of you. Oh, this is like Alice's playground. She gets her full attack and defense boost. Always nice when she can utilize the full extent of her. Or when anyone really can use the full extent of their skills. Just in this case, it happens to be Alice.
そうね。やります。
はい。
掴んで閉じて。
There we go. Thank you. Yeah, we'll keep running.
仕事の時間よ。偵察気をつけて。
Well, actually, let's do boom,
色あせた
boom,
色
boom.
月の油を。
Build up crit stars.
いいわ。
Flat to snuck.
ごっこ遊びをしましょう。太古の神秘、笑う月面。
I'm just imagining all the Welsh fairies seeing a random theme park pop up in the middle of their forest. Like, what the hell is that? What are you doing? How you do that?
Finish! 浅い。
Mildly amusing thought.
静かにないぞ。ここでまっすぐ。ロスト、ロビン、ロンドン。殺人事件さ。
Thank you. I thought the substitute was gonna disappear without anyone hitting her. I was like, damn. Alright, kind of a waste.
そうないぞ。
Perfect. Alright, that was all assassins. What's the berserker? A stagnant. That's one of those what, elite ghouls from Salem. What were they called?
今のうちに準備を。
Nah, using an I mean, I'll still put the substitute on, but using an AoE Noble Phantasm here wouldn't be all that useful.
理想のエネルギー補給です。
Elder ghouls, I think. Yeah, that sounds right.
先に立つ。いいわ。静かに。アンサラ。ディッシュ行きよ。あら。いい目が出たす。
Damn, no crit? Come on, Alice. Rude.
フラガラック。フラガラック。
Yeah, that was not a great choice. Oh, he has... How many guts do you have? I'll get you one more. I'm gonna say, like...
了解。どうしますか。打ち込む。ファンタズマ。ゴリラス。つかないっす。
King of the Storm. Interesting. I know that probably said it the first time he did that curse move, that curse skill, but I didn't notice.
どうします。はい。そうね。ワッツ。暗殺エアツイングズ。流れる水のように。つかないっす。浅い。浅い。はい。やります。どうします。
Because isn't that one of Artoria Lancer Alter's skills?
封印指定の執行に比べればこの程度。
Or am I crazy? Maybe I'm crazy, but I don't think I'm crazy. I could be crazy. I don't know. How do you know you're crazy? I don't know. That's a question for the ages, I suppose.
What was that incredibly powerful enemy doing mixed in with the black dogs?
Probably just some fairy they bit who went mad from the excruciating pain.
Are those different from the Moors?
Yes, fairies become Moors when they lose their purpose and shine. That is, when their lives become meaningless. And when they're infected with meaninglessness by touching other Moors. But fairies who become so focused on a purpose that they lose sight of themselves produce endless magical energy, to the point they're no longer able.
It's not a Lance Sartorial Ultra skill?
Right, it's their title, yeah. To the point that they're no longer able to maintain their forms. I guess you could say their fairy's gone bad.
Yeah, I wonder if that's one of our old friends. Yeah, I was just thinking, like, I just find it interesting, because that's what I was alluding to, is the Wild Hunt thing. I just found it interesting that that thing had a skill that bore a familiar title.
That's what happened to those fairies in the Nameless Woods. They were so happy to have a human that they couldn't keep their desires in check anymore, and ended up killing their own friends.
They did it, they won! Bordigan! What's Bordigan?
Oberon's gonna be so sad, Oberon's gonna be so happy, he has good friends now! Yay! Well, if the fairies are happy, we must have done a good thing driving those creatures away.
Yeah, I guess so. If you think so, Da Vinci, I'm sure it must be true.
Alright, since it looks like we're going to be staying here for at least a few days, why don't we set up camp? Especially since there's no point in worrying about what's going on outside, now that we're here. So let's just relax and recuperate while we wait for Oberon to get back.
Yeah. Assuming nothing else bad happens before he gets back. Surely that wouldn't be the case, right?
土曜牛の日うなぎ最高。あ、失礼します。小さなことからコツコツと。
Man.
But I mean, it's neato.
How much has it been? Well, the real question is, how much went into Yangui Fei before I gave up? That's the real question there. Oh, by the way, just as an aside, Osaka Behime Archer is NP2. Just no real reason behind that. Yeah, don't worry about that. Damn. Cool, you son of a bitch. They're all having a right good jolly old time after dinner.
You know, there's something I've been wondering about for a while now. How do fairy families work? I saw plenty of siblings in Salisbury, but I didn't see anyone who looked like parent and child. Well, of course you didn't. Fairies come into existence independently of anyone else. The only siblings we have are when multiple fairies with similar attributes decide to call each other that. Or when they've all decided to stick together from the time they manifest, like the 7 fairies we saw yesterday. That's just how fairies live their lives. Okay, then what about children? They say Tamlin Tristan is supposed to be Morgan's daughter, right? So how does that work? Ha, Tristan Morgan's daughter? Good one. No, that just means she's the queen's successor. I guess in human terms, we'd say that Queen Morgan adopted Tristan. The only children in the fairy world are the next versions of you born after you die. Let's see. Okay, for example, let's say we have Spinner Fairy A here. Spinner Fairy A lives for 100 years, then goes to sleep having fulfilled their purpose. But that doesn't mean the spinner profession or the fairy's way of life disappear from Britain. Still, right after Spinner Fairy A dies, Spinner Fairy B is born. Fairies refer to this relationship as predecessor and current generation. I see. So then does the current generation inherit anything from the predecessor? Things like genes, lineage, records, names, or some other kind of property a human would pass on to their kids? Not really. Like I said, fairies are born on their own, so they don't have any connections like that. That goes for predecessors and current generation fairies too. Powerful fairies can hold on to their records. Memories may be better here, but in general, the next generation is a completely blank slate. However, since the current generation has the same role, their abilities and appearance do resemble their predecessors to some extent. That's how the Spinner Fairy knows they're a Spinner Fairy, no matter where or when they're born. There are also times when a fairy who resembles the current generation is born while the current generation is still alive. It's rare, but when it does happen, the new fairies are treated as the current generation's son or daughter. And this is also why fairies who use magecraft are sometimes referred to as Morgan's daughters. Here in Britain, Queen Morgan used to be the only one who used magecraft. But now we have Tristan, who was given magecraft and named his successor, and Artoria, who was born using it. From the fairy's perspective, both of the same type as the queen, hence Morgan's daughters. I see. So that's why that Tamlin hates the Child of Prophecy so much. Because you're closer to being a true daughter in that case. Because the rumor is that I'm Queen Morgan's daughter. Not exactly, Artoria. It's not using magecraft that makes you Morgan's daughter. It's that fairies who use magecraft can become Fairy Britain's king. At least I think so. That's the whole reason Morgan gave Tristan magecraft. It's her way of saying you'll be the next king, rule over Britain as you see fit. I expect that was her way of trying to derail the prophecy, to make sure the Child of Prophecy wouldn't take her throne. But then you and your natural magecraft show up and now Morgan. Or rather Tristan's, or what's the real one doing here? That's probably why she went to pieces at the auction house. She couldn't handle the terror. You think so? I didn't think I was scaring her that much. I do, yes. Anyway, confrontation with Tristan is pretty much inevitable. Yeah, I doubt we'll get out of this without, someone being dead. But don't worry. Just relax and take it one step at a time. The fact you use magecraft proves you're the Child of Prophecy, and that you're destined to defeat the Queen. No matter how powerful Morgan may be, or how formidable the Tamlin are. As long as you're the Child of Prophecy, you'll be Britain's savior. Just do what needs to be done, and the prophecy will be fulfilled. We're just here to help you. As long as you're around, Britain can, and more importantly, will be saved. Even if some of us end up dropping out along the way. Oh, yeah, I mean, I already kind of figured people would die. That we've lost people along the way in every Lost Belt, but you don't have to say it. You don't need to say it out loud, buddy. Unless it's your way of saying you're probably going to be the one to... I could see that. It's no use, I can't sleep. Hiccup. Ritsuka, you're not wandering around on your own, are you? That seems like a very bad idea. Too much on your mind to sleep? You could say that. Well, there's no need to stand. Here, have a seat. I saw you when I was setting out together until... Mind if I sit next to you? Great, don't mind if I do then.
Say, here's an idea. Maybe you'd feel better if you told me a story so far. Maybe. I'm sure you have a lot to say about everything you've seen and done before you came here.
Sure.
I see, so that's the journey you, Caldia, has been on. Earth's future, humanity's existence, your survivor's guilt over the other lost belts you've been to.
No wonder you can't sleep, especially given what you told me earlier.
You're feeling guilty about a child of prophecy. Or maybe it's not guilt so much as alienation. Artoria is about to spill a lot of blood, but that has nothing to do with you. That's been your role up till now, and you've kept fighting even when it was hard. But you never had a choice, did you? Responsibility for it all rested entirely on your shoulders. Not here, though. Here you have to put it all on Artoria's shoulders. And now you don't know what to do with these feelings. Yeah, you might even be feeling like a coward here. Since you can't forget that you have no intention of saving Fairy Britain.
You might be right.
You're more concerned about finding your lost companion. If something happened to Mash, you could never forgive yourself, right? Surprised I can tell all that.
You're trying not to let it show, of course,
But I can still see. But look at it this way. Let's say hypothetically, Mash were to go into town alone and die in an accident. Would that be your fault?
no.
Is keeping her safe from all harm, all the time, your responsibility 24/7? No, of course not. That's not concern for a friend. That's more of a savior complex.
I guess.
Mash is her own person, and people are responsible for their own lives and choices. If you really respect her as an equal, then you should be trusting her, not worrying about her. Piling more responsibility on your shoulders isn't going to help anyone, especially if you're so weighed down you can't act quickly when you really need to.
I mean, he's making a good point. Like, we can't worry about everyone else all the time.
Still, based on what you've told me of your journey so far, it sounds like your heart doesn't have anywhere else left to go. I'm pretty sure you used to be a lot lighter on your feet. The kind of person who lived her life how she wanted. Am I wrong?
What do you mean?
Well, I can tell you what I don't mean. I don't mean just doing whatever's easiest. I would say living life how you like means finding what suits you, finding what it is you want more than anything, and fighting for it as hard as you can, come what may. That's how you were during the incineration of humanity. Not that I was there to witness it, obviously.
Unless you were? No, of course not.
My point is, you and I are a lot alike. I'm guessing we both have the same role to play here in Britain. We're bystanders. As much as we hate it, you're no more the protagonist of the story than I am. Just like Oberon the Fairy King wasn't the protagonist of A Midsummer's Night Dream. All we can do here is to watch to see how things play out. Even in battle, we can't do anything more than offer support from the rear. That doesn't mean you need to beat yourself up. At some point before this all ends, there will come a moment you have a crucial role to play. A time when no one else is around, and you'll have a chance to change how everything unfolds. It sounds great, doesn't it? So for now, I suggest you swallow that worry, get some rest, and look forward to what's yet to come. So what if you're just a bystander? Even spectators have their pride after all. So bide your time, wait for your moment, and do something spectacular at the very end that not even the gods could have seen coming.
That feels heavily like foreshadowing. Well, I'm looking forward to whatever it is we end up doing. Just imagine how good it's gonna feel when you finally wipe the smirk off the smug face of fate itself. I don't know what that even means, but it's very you, Oberon. Thanks for cheering me up.
What's so strange about it? That's how I've lived my whole life. Ritsuka, there aren't many people out there who can explain everything about themselves. It's not like we're predictable tools that come with instruction manuals. We're living analog creatures, fuzzy around the edges. That said, everyone has at least one thing they like about themselves, right? It's kind of embarrassing to say this out loud, but at least in this example, I don't think I'm a coward. And of course, you aren't either.
We appreciate that, Oberon.
Oh, sorry about that, Blanca. I didn't realize I've been talking so long. Let's go look for intel in Manchester. In Manchester tonight. It's about time we started investigating up north. Alright, I better get going then. I'll see you tomorrow night. I don't want to be the only one left out of the dinner fun after all.
Wait. What is it you want, Oberon?
To defeat Morgan, of course. I might not be a fighter myself, but that is why I was summoned here. You're not talking about for humanity's sake or anything like that? Oh, now I see. Well, damn. This is kind of embarrassing, but I guess I can't dodge the question after the big speech
I just gave.
I'm looking for Titania.
I thought you said she didn't exist.
Remember? Oberon's queen from A Midsummer Night's Dream. Titania, the fairy queen. The only one that ever loved obstinate Oberon. I'm hoping to see her if I can. Though of course I know it's impossible.
I don't know about that. There are fictional, even in Fate, where a lot of the fictional characters are real in Fate timeline. There are some fictional character servants still. So I mean, it's not impossible. Unlikely, but not impossible.
Titania's a fictional character. She doesn't exist in proper human history. She can only ever exist within the confines of a story.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't give up so quickly if I were you. You never know what life might have in store for thee.
先輩はスイカに塩をかけますか?
Laysai. I'm weak. Alter ego. Muramasa? No, we must be training against Muramasa and Regera, right? That's gonna be them versus Artoria, I guess. Probably. That feels like a pretty safe assumption. Like, let's see what the Child of Prophecy has. Fine, we'll bring an assassin. We have other things that can counter the alter ego. Like this beast here. Wait, what? No talking, nothing, we're just fighting. Also, why is Da Vinci on that side? What? Huh? Did I space out and hit skip accidentally on something? I don't think I did. Okay. Sure.
理想のエネルギー補給です。イノベーション始めます。女神ならこれくらいはね。同了解。いかほど。せい。光る。光る。目障りです。
Randomly in a. Okay.
人馬一体。
キラキラしてる。
調子は悪くねえな。
Game Desmos must have told Nasu we should just text them and we need to fight. So we need to fight urgently. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's alright.
完全敗北。よろしくね。決着の時だ。強化完了。
We'll make it
ボッ
work.
ツホルダーどうします。ご用件は逆光剣。ワッツ目障りですね。
I didn't notice him putting a Vade on. That's my bad.
フラガラク切り札はこち
Yeah,
ら
that
が
was a
先
poor
だ。
choice, Mr. Redra. Well,
フラガラク
さてと。
邪魔をしないで。暗く冷たく。
sure, we'll pop everything on. You know what? Frick you, Muramasa.
はい。
Get
断
beasted.
でつける。見たいってでしょ。暗殺エアイングズ。浅い。
やべえな、面
So you
白い
get for being rude.
せー
Not
の。
even telling us what the hell's going on.
妖精がなんだってんだ。
I'm stunning you. Let's try and do.
どうします。まあ大体。
Let's try and charge Arashkigalu up a bit. Da Vinci, if you would attack Arashkigal, that'd be nice. Or not. Okay.
決着の時だ。はい。ご用件ない。せい。吹っ飛びなさいませ。千年遅い。
Okay, we're buddy.
神髄解明完成理念収束誕生
You know what I found interesting?
理解これが俺のつむかり長さだ。
Muramasa in Shiro's body counts as a modern human servant, but not Emiya, weirdly enough. Which, I mean, it makes sense, because Emiya is Shiro after death, whereas Muramasa is supposedly using his living body? But, I don't know, it's odd. Because he's still... Because Emiya still technically comes from a modern time. Strange.
いつもより多めに。女神ならこれくらいはね。こんな光でよければ。間違いない。捕まえた。女神神殿融合。宇宙の秘密を教えてあげる。この手を離さないことね。エディンシグラコラプサー。痛い痛い。はっ。冥界に帰るがいい。ひざまずきなさい。
Damn. I can only imagine the damage she'd be doing if he didn't have that damned defense buff, permanent defense buff.
調子は悪くねえな。
Ah, well. Can only do what you can do. Nothing more.
食べたアイスの数ほど覚えてはいない。
I guess she's trying to get rid of Da Vinci.
ご注文です。あれそのように千年遅い。行儀の悪い。
Crit. Go away, please.
若造
Go away.
いくよ。
Don't hurt my Goey again.
やることは変わらねえよ。
モチベ上がってきた。
You mother truckers.
明快剣展開。
How dare you?
殲滅開始。
How dare all of you?
あ、
Actually, no.
待っていろ。すぐクールダウン。ちょっと待って。ご注文でした。そのように捕まえた。そこだ。
Okay, right, darling.
切り裂く。頑張るじゃない。
Okay, I'll use her normal phantasm this next turn
完成理念収束鍛造
and
技法
see if
臨
it's
界
different. I could have sworn I've used it at 7 before and it wasn't different, but maybe I just missed it. I'll make sure I'm paying attention to it.
調子は悪くねえな。
I will say she has pretty insane survivability. Okay.
ちょっと遅く間違いない？静かに。
Oh, maybe I haven't done it at 7 before. Because this is slow.
過ぎ去ってもあなたとの旅を忘れない。また会いましょう、私のマスター。輝く未来がありますように。
Oh yeah, she's looking straight at us. Okay, yeah, that was different. I could have sworn I had done it at that level before.
流れる水のように。
Maybe it was during the trial quest.
若造
Because I did her trial quest
さて
back during the anniversary day stream. And maybe I just didn't realize on after getting her during the subsequent uses
息が上がってい
that
る
it
なんて
was okay.
こういう戦いは性に合わないわ。
Okay. I wonder if it changes at 10 too, or if the... So, yeah, probably. Ow, ugh! This was supposed to be a light practice bout, Muramasa. Why are you taking it so seriously? Are you a child or something? No, I'm an old man. It's my job to make sure youngsters like you get a proper education at the School of Hard Knocks. That doesn't go for Ritsuka, though. She seems like she's had more than her share of hardship. Thanks, I appreciate that, buddy. I gotta admit, Ritsuka, those quick combat summons of yours are really something. Makes me think I'd be better off keeping you safe instead of mixing it up myself. If you play your cards right, you might even be able to beat the Tamlin. You really think so? You bet. If you throw all the servants the magical energy you've got at them, you can definitely take them. You said one of them trounced you before? The next time it'll be your turn. Just make sure you've got a good victory line locked and loaded. Something like, I ain't afraid of no Tamlin. Humph. Your weapons are made of iron, right, Muramasa? Could you let me have some of the material? Why? Sorry, but I'm the only one who can work that. It's basically an advance I'm paying for with magical energy. If you want to use them for yourself, I'd have to make something for you from scratch. And that means you'd have to get some iron from a mine. I think it was Norwick that controls the iron supply around here, right? I see. I guess I'll just have to track some down somewhere. And after I came up with a plan to defeat Gawain, too. Oh, mind telling us what it is?
Oh? Am I seeing a mean streak in those eyes, girlie? If you got something devious in mind, I'm game to help.
No thank you. Just keep laughing it up with Ritsuka and leave me alone, old-timer.
Looks like someone's going through her rebellious phase. Or maybe she's just like that? I'm guessing she's just jealous of our resident grandpa paying attention to me.
No, I'm not.
I'm just being the child of prophecy. Sure, whatever you say.
If there's no getting around that, then I might as well start taking it seriously.
True enough. Start taking it seriously? You weren't serious before? Come on, you've always taken it seriously. Even no one here has even ever thought otherwise.
Oh, I see. You're worried about what Oberon said about you having to confront the Tamlin eventually. I mean, that's definitely part of it, but I just figured I can't just sit on the fence forever.
The whole idea of making a pilgrimage around Britain and ringing the bells still doesn't quite feel real to me.
But the fairies we've met so far, including the ones in Gloucester, all had such high hopes for me. And of course, my whole village of Tintigal believed in me enough to raise me and send me out on this pilgrimage in the first place.
Yeah, believe in the them that believes in you.
I'm still worried I might not be able to live up to everyone's expectations. But I thought for the time being I could at least try being proud of being the child of prophecy. Like they say, nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? I mean, I still don't have any specific ventures in mind, but...
You know, girlie, for the life of me, I can't tell if you're full of spirit or a shrinking violet.
Yeah, you're right.
Ritsuka?
Better give her a pep talk. I've made up my mind, Notoria. I'm going to help you no matter what Caldia has to say.
But what about Mash? I thought we were only traveling together until we found Mash.
Of course we're still going to look for Mash. I'm not stopping till I find her. I just want to help the child of prophecy on top of that.
Good point, Ritsuka.
We haven't made our position very clear, have we?
Finding Mash is definitely our top priority, but that doesn't mean we can just leave Britain to fend for itself. So we want to keep traveling with you, not just so we can find Mash, but so that we can help Britain too. Now that we've made friends here, we want to do everything we can to help them, so we can go back to our own home with no regrets. Does that about sum it up, Ritsuka?
Yeah. Yep, I'm sure Director Gordolf won't be happy about this, but yeah, Gordy will get over it, I'm sure. He's a oddly flexible guy when you get right down to it.
Sounds good to me. And I'm sure Gordy would give in eventually if he was here too. So it's not just Muramasa anymore?
You're saying you and Da Vinci are going to join me on my pilgrimage to Ritsuka? Yeah, of course.
Yep. And I'm sure Oberon would say the same thing.
Don't worry, we expect to be generously compensated once we've all saved the day. Yeah, sure.
So does that sound, future king?
Of course, if you'd rather not have us hanging around, we can always go our separate ways.
No, not at all. This is great. I never dreamed I would ever have this kind of help. I guess this is the Child of Prophecy's first proper alliance. Now I'm kind of starting to feel like a king. Yay!
Well, you really are a king, so maybe we shouldn't say that. I feel like that puts a lot of pressure on her that's not really needed right now. But maybe that's just me. Hang on, I'm just adjusting something. Boom. And boom. Alright. Well, you really are king, so yeah. Of course, none of this changes the fact we still don't have any kind of plan. It's great that you're feeling motivated about being the child of prophecy now and all, but what do we actually do about it?
Gah. Way to bring me crashing back down to reality. Couldn't you let me be happy just for a little while, Muramasa? Ugh, that's your entire problem right here.
Well, as the resident old man here, I kinda have to be a party pooper, right? Is the Mr. Stalker coming out to say something? I heard the whole thing and I think I have an idea.
Is it Oberon? I don't know if it is. It's a little earlier than I'd planned, but the time is clearly right. I'll tell you where the child of prophecy and you, her companions, need to go next. The crossroads of destiny where the child of prophecy's rumors shall become reality. That's right, it's time for us to go save Norwick.
I can hear him, but I can't see him. Is that really you, Oberon?
Huh? What do you mean you can't see me? Oh, right, of course. Down here, everyone.
What? Okay.
No, I was gonna say, this wouldn't happen to be one of his ascensions, right? But no, there's no way. It'd be funny if it was, but I don't think it is.
Whew. Flying long distance sure takes a lot out of you, but there's no substitute for seeing things for yourself.
Alright, you guys haven't seen me like this before, have you? I'm the stylish little speedster who races around Britain on a sphinx moth at Mach speed. That's right, I'm Ryder Oberon. Right, sometimes known as Robin Goodfellow and the pint-sized Fairy King.
Huh. How'd you get so small?
Magic? Or something of the sort.
突然ですが先輩はスイカに塩をかけますかかけ今回も
Just,
新生ダヴィンチちゃんの素敵な工房
don't
にようこ
worry
そ
about what I'm doing. Also, interesting. Also, I like how he says Ryder Oberon as if
I mean, I guess they don't know that's bullshit. As far as they're concerned, there's nothing weird about him saying he's a writer, I guess.
Hector.
But or who knows? Maybe the him that materialized here is a writer. But that's a big fragment.
There's no way I'm doing this in one go, right? There's no way. At least not today, where we already lost time. Man, I was hoping for... How many of these nodes do you think I can do in an hour? Because that's about all I've got left is an hour. Maybe 2 or 3, I guess, depending. We'll see. We'll see, I guess. Fragment 7, Sheffield 2. Or Section 7 fragment. I don't know why I said Fragment 7, it's Fragment 4. Heavy footsteps echo across the northern plains. The Queen's army is on the move. A military flag depicting black flames and a mighty fortress flaps at the forefront of the army, marching on Sheffield. Tamlin Gawain leads the army. Her objective is not to snuff out the sparks of rebellion, nor to negotiate with Bogart. Oh? Beryl Gut, who's named the Queen's proxy only yesterday, flashes a wicked grin. This all occurred one day before Sheffield was wiped off the map.
Aren't you going to rest, Lord Bogart? If there's something on your mind, I'd be happy to listen.
Humph. Can't even pour me a glass of wine. You really are a poor excuse for a wife, aren't you? That's alright. I can't appreciate alcohol anyway. In fact, I don't understand why humans cook their food at all. Cutting, slicing, roasting, frying, seasoning. It all seems like a waste of time and good meat to me. The Fang Clan doesn't need to act more human, and it certainly doesn't need restaurants. Did you know that Oxford's practically full to bursting with restaurants these days? Everywhere you go, there's a Woodroses on every corner. It's a sick joke is what it is. Can you even imagine if all the shops on Sheffield's main street were nothing but restaurants? It'd be so absurd, no one would even know how to react.
Yes, that's true. It would be a funny sight.
Yes, if nothing else, those restaurants are good for a laugh. It would be fun to show you one. Never mind how...
Yeah, we know why you said it. You're actually warming up to her.
Never mind, I don't know why I said that. So, Child of Prophecy, I'm told you've been defeating Moors on behalf of the townspeople. I also know you've been seen fighting while wearing that armor of yours, even after I told you not to draw attention.
Yes I have. I'm sorry, Lord Bogart.
I guess I'm just not fit to be your wife.
Of course you aren't, you fool.
You never were. What? I mean...
And yet, even though you're capable of battling Moors, you're afraid to wield a weapon. You never came back for that iron cylinder. Those merchants told me they found you and the cylinder together, and yet you never even mentioned it. It's almost as though you'd prefer to forget about it entirely. That cylinder rivals Morgan's sacred lance. Why would you run from such incredible firepower?
I don't know. It's just something about that thing feels like it could hurt everyone. Like it could even hurt all of Britain. And that scares me.
No, you're not afraid of that cylinder. You're afraid of fighting itself. Never mind. Even if I didn't know your true feelings, I doubt I would understand them. All that matters are your records and accomplishments. Have you still not regained your memories? I don't know if it's your calling, but I have no doubt that you're a knight, one who has been fighting a long time. And yet I've never seen you in the Queen's army before, nor have I heard of a new Tam Lin being appointed. In fact, I've never seen a fairy that looks like you anywhere. Where did you come from? Are you actually the Child of Prophecy who will save all of Britain? If you are, then you'll be forced to fight wherever you go, for the Child of Prophecy's pilgrimage leads down a road of blood and war. Do you truly have what it takes? Can you not only defeat the Queen, but also unify the 6 clans and maintain your rule over them?
I don't...
Of course you can't. You simply aren't made for that, even if you were to regain your memories. Fairies are meant to live their lives so they like, in accordance to their purpose. Why would you force yourself to go through with something you don't desire? No, it's like I thought. Not thought new. You aren't a child of prophecy. You're no more than an imitation.
Okay, well, you don't have to be a dick about it. Come on, man.
A lost little lamb. I've been fighting for a long time. I've been fighting the Moors since I was born. Fighting the Moors has always fallen to the Fang clan. It only made sense. We're the strongest clan in Britain. And Woodrose and I were the strongest of all the Fang clan. The two of us alone have saved Britain from the Moors countless times. It was those accomplishments that led to Woodrose being named Lord of Oxford, and I, Norwick.
Yes, I remember. You told me before that you were once the Lord of Norwick. But you never told me how you ended up in Sheffield.
But you heard it from someone else. What? Okay.
A man named Capless put one over on me. He's taken over this brigand name now. But never mind that scumbag. It's nothing you need to hear about. You know about the Caterpillar War of 200 years ago, yes? It was the only war that made the Queen scream like a flesh and blood woman. I never would have guessed that accursed Morgan would be so afraid of insects. At any rate, during that war, Morgan gave the name Gawain and made her a knight. No one can perceive name anymore. The Queen changed it so that Gawain became her true name. Now, no one can call her by her original fairy name until she's defeated. Woodrose hated and claimed she was the daughter of the detestable Black Dogs, but I always admired her sheer strength. In fact, I'm part of the reason she became a Tamlin. One day I told her, if you don't want to be called a dog, you need only stop fighting with tooth and claw. I have the precious blood from here on. You will fight with the greatest of swords, your horn. Ever since, she began carrying a sword with her wherever she went, until one day her prowess as a knight caught the Queen's eye. She then became a Tamlin, and began shielding fairies from the Moors of her own volition.
Man, it's times like these where I do wonder what it'd be like if I had been playing, like, as these released. 'Cause, like, going into this knowing, like, the true names of everyone, knowing everyone that would be in this story chapters, they kind of like, well, I don't know, there's a lot less intrigue. Like, again, so far the only one that I wasn't expecting that actually caught me off guard was Tristan showing up right at the beginning, like actual Tristan. But other than that, it's been, yeah, oh.
She then became a Tamlin and began shielding fairies from the Moors of her own volition. I suspect that was because she had long been ostracized as the daughter of the Black Dogs. That allowed her to understand how the weak feel, and made her demand responsibility from the strong. I believe the Queen calls that noblesse oblige. It seems there's no limit to the reach of human civilization's influence. You know, you reminded me of back when she'd just been born. Back then, she agonized over having been born strong, and hated that she would now have to continuously exploit the weak. There's something about you that reminds me of her disgraceful crying.
Like, well, yeah, exactly, right? It's like, no. But I guess also, in that sense, it wouldn't have really meant anything to me by the time they did We did actually find out her true name in-game, I guess, right? So... yeah, I guess it's the... Yeah, I guess ultimately it wouldn't have really mattered, but no. I remember how they said the book also won a battle against Woodbows. It's a mistranslation. It's Manners battle. Oh. Lost due to placing the fork the wrong way? Yeah. I guess I hate restaurants. That's, unfortunate. But I mean, I guess it makes sense. Like if you're gonna be made the lord of a city, you have to have some level of manners. As I remember, both Tristan and Gawain were dropped LB6 release with their true names. Yeah, but there's no guarantee like that I would have gotten them on. I don't know. Because like when they're listed in like the banners, they're just listed as right? In the banners, they're listed as Tamlin, Tristan, and Tamlin Gawain, right? I'm pretty sure. Because it shows their first ascension. Yeah. So it would have only really mattered if I'd. Yeah, if like in a scenario, if I had gotten them. Again, as in this hypothetical scenario where I did start playing, you know, before all this red released, and you know, again, but playing this hypothetical scenario, again, it would have only mattered if I'd pulled them, I guess. But yeah, who knows? There's something about you that reminds me of her disgraceful crying.
I see. I see you still care deeply for this Gawain person.
Hardly. I stopped thinking about her 200 years ago when she became a Tamlin. What am I saying? Why am I sitting here telling you about my youth instead of my daring exploits? This was a waste of time. Forget tonight ever happened. Erase it from your memory. I'm going back to the tribunal.
Okay. Take care, Lord Bogart. And please try not to stay up too late.
That reminds me. Why aren't you afraid of me?
That? I think it's because Sheffield is such a beautiful city. And I'm told you were the one who restored it from almost nothing. Even though it's a fortress city, it puts the livelihood of the fairies who live in it first, making it a bright and comfortable place to live. I don't think I could ever be afraid of anyone who set out to build a city like that.
Well, of course. Sheffield is much more beautiful than Norwich ever was. But that ends today. We'll be closing our gates as of tomorrow. Once the fight with Morgan's army begins, no one will call this city beautiful any longer.
I think that fight's starting now.
What was that, Lord Bogart?
That's the alarm bell from the sentry tower. But why now? They can't possibly be here already. What's going on?
I think they are.
What's the situation? Don't tell me the Queen's army crossed the eastern mountains atop the Ordvenna in only 2 days. They have, sir. The Queen's army is drawing steadily closer to the main gate. We also received a message from them not too long ago. Would you like to read it? No, you read it. Just summarize it for me. What did Morgan say? Well, that is, Well, what are you waiting for? Tell me. Yes, sir. It says, hand over the child of prophecy, and I will grant Sheffield its freedom.
The child of prophecy? Does she mean Lady Mash? But why? What do you think? What
What about Norwick? Does it say anything about giving Norwick back to us? No, wait, what does she mean, grant us our freedom? Does that mean she doesn't care if Lord Bogart continues to grow his army?
Grah. Is that what you think, Morgan? You think our rebellion poses no threat to you? How much must you humiliate the Fang clan before you will be satisfied?
Excuse me, sir, I have an urgent message. The sentry just confirmed that Gawain's flag is at the head of the Queen's army. Tamlin Gawain's leading the advance.
Who is she now? Very tricky, Queen. She talks big, but shows us she sees us as a threat just by sending who she did. And the very fact that she would send her right-hand woman to deal with us is proof that she fears our army. She knows she can't possibly take down Sheffield while Knocknaria is sending out troops up north. So she chose to negotiate rather than to try and put us down, which means the army out there is only for show. No wonder they got here so quick. They can't possibly be armed for battle. So which will it be? Will she give Norwick back to us, or send enough troops to dispel the calamity pool? I look forward to hearing which answer you choose, O Queen of Britain.
Lord Bogart?
Oh, you're fucked. Tristan and Lancelot's flags have been spotted as well. What were you saying, Bogart? All three of the Tamlin are headed this way. The most powerful forces in Fairy Britain are all bearing down on us as we speak.
What? All three of them?
You might want to hand Mash over. I don't think anyone could blame you. Realistically, I don't think anyone could blame you. Like, we're fucked if we don't. So, I mean, you know, gotta do what you gotta do. Sorry, Mash. Sorry, Mashy Poo. Whew. Damn.
Medusa.
They sigh. Alright. What's your play, Bogart? What you gonna do?
Your troops are in position, Lady Gawain. What would you have us do?
Remain on standby until the messenger we sent to Bogart returns. Oh, I didn't even pay attention before I started it. Was there new OST playing there? Frick. Nah, well. Remain on standby until the messenger we sent to Bogart returns. Tell Tristan's forces to do the same. What's Lancelot doing? Lady Lancelot is standing by in the air. She says she'll drop into the castle once the fighting begins. The Queen's orders are to cleanse Sheffield thoroughly, in addition to Bogart's army. Everyone in the castle, military or otherwise, will be considered targets for Lady Lancelot. Fine. We don't need them lined up anyway. Tell Lancelot to drop on the back gate when the time comes. If they try to let the Child of Prophecy escape, that's where they'll do it. Bogart, if you open your gates to us now, this can all end without bloodshed. Wait! Oh, I just realized! When we were talking to, no, right? Hang on. Fuck, where was it? There was a convo that was had where it said, oh, they just captured another Child of Prophecy the other day. Was that during this fragment or somewhere else? And since this took place in the past, would that mean they were talking about MASH? So MASH probably gets captured here, right? Bogart, if you open your gates to us now, this can all end without bloodshed.
don't make me use my horn on you. Look at your forces and look at ours. You're a rational fairy. You must see that resistance would be few.
Incoming message, my lady. The messenger we sent to Sheffield just returned with Bogart's reply. It says there's no child of prophecy in my castle. All you'll find here is contempt for the Queen. This castle and I are one. If I should return to the Earth, its purpose will also come to an end. And that's all he wrote.
That fool. Squads 1 and 2, ready your siege gear. Sheffield's ramparts will be difficult to break through. They may even be more formidable than my foul weather. Be prepared for casualties as high as 20%.
Yes, my lady. We're prepared to accept any fight in the name of the Queen.
Damn you, Bogart. Your reach exceeds your grasp. Did you really think Her Majesty would give Sheffield special treatment simply because it keeps Naknaria in check? You are a fool to underestimate us. We don't need to ambush Naknaria to keep Camelot safe from her. No truly capable leader in your position would have made such a grievous error in judgment. Your time is over, you old fool. All that remains now is for me to put you out of your misery. I would say, well, give it your best, but we know she ends up winning, so...
Assemble the troops. Prepare to hold the castle. Send word to Naknaria. Tell her we can hold that on our own for 2 days, and to send back up before then.
Can you hold out for 2 days? Can you? At Bogart's command, Sheffield began its true battle. Many high-ranking fairies said no one told them all 3 Tamlin would be there, and that they should just give up the Child of Prophecy. But Bogart quickly put an end to their dissent. It wasn't clear whether he did it because he didn't want the Child of Prophecy to protect him, or because he wanted to save her as a last resort. Whatever his reasons were, his decision was correct. If they had given up the Child of Prophecy, every fairy in Sheffield would have been cruelly slaughtered that much sooner. Yeah. But it seemed like Gawain was being true in what she was saying. Like, she didn't seem like she was lying. So does that mean after Gawain would have left, Tristan and Lancelot would have just slaughtered everyone? Like after Gawain took Mash off to Camelot to probably be executed, the other two would have been like, ah, well, now that the the party pooper's gone. Just, yeah. And so yeah, probably once Gawain, once they had Mash in custody and Gawain left to take her back to Camelot, the other two probably would have. Because I don't think Gawain. It feels weird calling her Gawain, but I don't think she would have herself chosen to lie. She seems the straightforward type. So. Yeah. Every Sherry fairy in Sheffield would have been cruelly slaughtered that much sooner.
Report from the Sentry Tower. The enemy siege weapons are burning the ramparts. They've already burned through 1 layer of tree bark. The Earth Clan fairies are using oak trees to reinforce the walls. At this rate, they won't last the night. They need immediate backup. No, the soldiers stationed atop the ramparts have their hands full fending off invaders scaling the walls. We outnumber them now, but they're better trained than we are. It's only a matter of time until they outnumber us as well. So far, the fighting is yet to reach the town thanks to our soldiers' valiant efforts, but... What is that? Did Gawain just break in on her own?
No.
Lancelot's attacking from above. She's destroying the barracks. It's no use, she's too fast for even the Wind Clan fairies to track. There's no way we can shoot her down. Get her down to the ground, even if you have to destroy one of the barracks.
Lancelot's like a bee. Wolf speed no. Are you sure about that? Are you positive about that, buddy? Because the other Tamlin are like, yeah, no, she's scary. All speed, no power. As long as we can ground her, I can easily. Uh-huh. You sure, man? Now what is it? Did they just fire a cannon at us? No, sir, it's Gawain. She's using her guillotine on the main gate. She's already burned through the gate's bark down to the 10th layer. We'll never be able to regrow it in time if she keeps hammering on it. Damn that girl. What about the castle grounds? Or the soldiers' information? No, sir, the citizens are so panicked. They keep getting in the way. Some fairies are even starting to riot, demanding that we let them out from the rear gate. Whatever you do, do not open the rear gate. If even one fairy makes it out, the whole thing will collapse. Never mind the throne room, Captain. Get down there and suppress those riots. Yes, sir. Let's go, you lot. Oh, you fool, Bogart. There's too much chaos at both the ramparts and the castle. We can't fight everywhere at once. Please, Lord Bogart, tell us what we should do. You're the one who said we could fight off the Queen's army here. Or are you going to send out the Shield of Prophet? I knew, damn it. We should need to put out one of those fires, yes? Well, we've got a magecraft cannon of our own. Let's see what kind of power the Shield of Prophecy truly has. Oh boy. Mash. Enraged, Bogart ran to the iron cylinder mounted on the castle keep as fast as his legs could carry him. He didn't think that alone would actually change the battle's course. At best, he hoped that it might provide an opportunity to turn the tide. Little did he know that fateful pull of the trigger would be the beginning of Sheffield's end. The attack that would transform the battle from a siege into a scene of pure annihilation. Oh god. Bogart, what are you doing? I mean, I know what you're doing, but why are you doing it? Why are you messing with forces you don't understand? Well, that probably wasn't the best choice he could have made.
この時期スペインではサンフェルミン祭というものが行われるそうです。今回も
Pride and desperation. True.
いや
Whoops.
いらっしゃいだね。
I mean, I can't necessarily blame him, but like... It was a bad choice. Just like what that just was. Bad choices all around. Well. Let's see what the devastation was. This will probably be the last note I can do today. Yikes. The shaft of light that all but exploded from the castle changed everything. The 600 Royal Army soldiers who'd been laying siege to the gate vanished in an instant. The Sheffield soldiers who'd been fighting valiantly atop the ramparts died on the spot, blood gushing from their bodies. Yeah, you just fired straight through your own men. Those fairies merely near the beam's path breathed their last peacefully as though they had only fallen asleep. The ramparts, which hadn't so much as budged when struck with Gawain's guillotine, were now completely melted down, barely leaving behind a husk. Even the Tamlin who'd been standing before the main gate could no longer be seen amidst the haze of white smoke.
Lady Gwaine, she's...
For just a moment, terror gripped the battlefield. Both the Queen's army, who had suddenly lost their will to fight, and the soldiers of Sheffield, who would normally have welcomed the turn of the tide, reeled at the nightmare that had sprung up around them. Amidst the white smoke, only a single figure was still standing, though his breathing was shallow and ragged. Oh, you survived firing it, huh? Oh, you look very depleted. I guess when, fairies use up their mana, the mana's what makes up their musculature, cause, you're looking real thin compared to usual.
Ha! Lord Bogart. That was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Behold, my soldiers. If this isn't fortune smiling on us, I don't know what is. We can win. We can still win. Not even the Tamlin can touch me while I have this.
If you fire it again, you're probably gonna die.
With this I can obliterate anything that stands in my way. Not just Morgan. I can be rid of that fool Woodrose, Knocknaya from the north, and the Calamity Pool threatening Norwick. This is incredible. Just magnificent.
Though it was right in front of him to see, Bogart remained blind to the truth. He failed to realize how odd it was that the dead Queen's soldiers had vanished without a trace. He failed to notice his own soldiers' painful deaths. Right, that is weird. Why were his men ripped apart, but theirs just disappeared? Almost like, the beam didn't hit Gawaine's men. And something else is what made them disappear. To notice his own soldiers' painful deaths on the ramparts. He failed to see the fairies who had collapsed near the castle, and the soldiers right next to him who had fallen like withered trees. Oh, mashy. The child of prophecy fell to her knees in despair, aghast at the horrors her sins had brought about. It wasn't just that she had inadvertently harmed the townspeople she cared so deeply for. Was it the fact that she had brought that cylinder here? That was part of it. Was it her inability to stop Bogart? Certainly that was a part of it too. More than anything, she felt her greatest sin was her own weakness. Her failure to consider the effect she had on those around her, or the reason she was here in the first place, using the loss of her memory as an excuse.
Now, who's next? Where's the accursed Lancelot flying about? Here, child of prophecy, come here. You can wield this even more accurately, right? You see that blue bee buzzing around up there? I want you to shoot it down along with the Queen's army.
He's lost it. Bogart turned, oblivious to what was happening to him. There he saw.
Why? Why must they harm this beautiful world?
When did you get here?
Forget about it, Mash. Come on, we need to get out of here. But what about Lord Bogart? Can't leave her here alone.
Don't you worry about me. You really are weak and useless, aren't you? I have no need for a queen who weeps over war. Go on, take her wherever you like.
Now you see, Bogart made his choice. He'd rather stay here and kill his enemies. What do you want to do? What can you do? I have to help the townspeople escape. Okay. I'd rather just make a break for it myself, but if that's what you want, I'm game. Now come on, let's hurry. See ya, Bogart. Don't worry about my tab. I'll be taking your bride as my payment. Bogart, please be careful.
Even now, she's still worrying about him. I think seeing her like that did sober him up a bit.
Lady Gawain, you're alright. I can't believe it.
You can't believe what? Oh, you mean that light round?
That was just a beam of hot magical energy. The only threat it posed was a bit of iron poison. It was crude and used without heart. It can't even compare to a single strike from High Queen Morgan. Now what are you all doing? And you call yourselves the cream of Camelot's crop? Hurry up and resume your advance. That fool Bogart just destroyed his own town's greatest defense. Now's our chance to seize the castle. Pay no heed to the ones fleeing. All you need to concern yourselves with is Sheffield's castle. Yeah, I'm sure Tristan will handle the ones trying to flee. I'm sure she's not letting anyone escape. The Queen's army poured in through the front gates as the soldiers of Sheffield tried to fight back. Some of the townspeople hid in their homes, holding up their hands in surrender when the Queen's soldiers broke in. Others saw that the front gate was lost and scrambled to make their way to the rear one. And never made it there. Probably. Flashbang. Tamlin and Gawain remained steadfast at the front gate, glaring at the castle keep a kilometer away. To Bogart, who had become utterly enthralled by the cylinder's sheer destructive power, she may as well have painted a target on herself. Yeah.
You think you can match his power, girl? You think you can distract me? Curse the Knight of Morgan. Let's see how tall you can stand after I fire another shot straight at you.
Distracted by his elation, Bogart failed to realize that the weapon's poison was eating away at him. The only things on his mind were his animosity for Gawain, the Tamlin he despised, and admiration for magnificent leadership.
That little girl has become quite the fine knight, he thought, as his lips curled into a smile. At that moment, he recalled the other girl's tears just a brief moment ago.
Yeah. You're a real piece of work, Bogart. For the first time in all his life, Bogart found himself on a battlefield wondering one simple thing. Why? Why was the girl crying? Why had she been so upset? What reason could she possibly have for such sadness? Try as he might, Bogart could not understand.
What am I saying? This is war and I have a weapon that can defeat my enemy. Weapons exist to be used. What more is there to consider? Sheffield belongs to me, and I'll never let you bastards have so much as a single citizen.
You mean the citizens that you just killed a bunch of? Even as he grew dimly more aware that his true anger lay not with the Tamlin, but with his own cowardice, Bogart placed his increasingly numb finger on the trigger and prepared to fire his last shot. Ah, you fool. Foolish fool of a fool.
It looks like the castle's still safe. Can we evacuate the townspeople here? We could, but then there'd be nowhere for them to run. They'd all either end up captured or killed. If you really want to save everyone, then we need to open the rear gate and secure an escape route for them. Sure, it'll basically hand Sheffield to the enemy, but that was gonna happen sooner or later anyway.
Probably. Sorry about that. I had to fix my filter.
The townspeople may not have a lot of great options available to them. But whether they die to the Queen's army, head north to become Nocnaria's slaves, or get lost in the Nightcall's domain, it should at least be their choice.
Yeah, I guess having what your fate is should always be your choice, I guess. That's true.
Now come on, Mash. Let's head to the rear gate. Just make sure you run for it if you see a Tamlin, okay? They're here for you after all. I will. Let's go Hubbertrot.
Please, open the gate. The Queen's soldiers are right on our heels. If they catch us, they're gonna tax us. I don't have that much longer left to live. There's no way I'll survive another taxation. Calm down. We can't open the gate. Besides, it wouldn't change anything. It won't be long now before Lord Bogart sends the Queen's army packing. Do you really believe that, buddy? I mean, I guess you wouldn't be here following his orders if you didn't, but... Return to your homes and await his victory. Those of you without homes, head for the castle. We guards can't stay here any longer either. We need to hurry to the front gate. We don't have time for this. Well, we can't go back to our homes. Wolf fire raining down from above would burn us alive. And the Queen's soldiers are already occupying the castle. Their only choice is to run for it. Nocnaria's army's practically next door, right? And I'm sure they'll help us. And after all, they're the King Clan. Now get out of our way, you useless cretins. Lord Bogart can't save us. He's the disappointment of the Fang Clan. Yeah, Bogart failed. He's too weak to be a lord. He had no business challenging the Queen of all people. You bastards. Oh god, don't attack them. No man, things are at the boiling point over here too. First it's the Queen's soldiers, now we have to worry about a possible riot too. It's not like yelling at the guards is gonna do anyone any good. Though I do get why they're doing it. Damn it, this way's blocked too. Bogart sure covered his bases. How about the sewer wag? Can we make it out from there?
No dice, Rob. There's a wall blocking our way here too. Now I know they were probably just trying to see off ways an enemy could sneak in. But this is overkill.
Crap, then we really don't have a way out of here. What about the rear gate wag? Did you see how they open it?
Well, of course, Rob. I will keep an eye on the guards here just like you told me to. There are levers hidden behind the third pillar in both the left and right guardhouses. And all we gotta do is raise and lower them. The two of us should be able to manage it. Oh, but be careful not to step on the stake at the lever's foothold. It's a safety mechanism that'll make the whole thing stop working once it's broken.
Well, it's great, Wag. I'm impressed. You've really grown up.
Yeah, really? You mean it? And does that mean I can make it on my own like Winky?
Eventually, sure. But don't worry about that unless I get captured. Now, okay, let's sneak in and get that gate open. These Sheffield fairies have treated us to a load of good booze. Well, it's the least we can do to repay. Oh crap, it's the Queen's army. They're already here. Forget the gate wag. Stay out of sight here and keep an eye on things. Damn it, we're a little too late. This is gonna be a bloodbath.
Huh? But why can't we open the gate then? Wouldn't that help?
Don't be stupid. Didn't I teach you to play it safe? What's the most important thing in the world? Your life, right? Then you've got to take good care of it. After all, what's the point of having something valuable if you don't save it for when it really counts?
Yeah, you're right. We can't sell ourselves short. Okay, then let's stay here in the sewer until... Rob, look, over there! Someone's sending the Queen's soldiers flying. It's an ace. And the ace is here to save us.
I told you, she's called Mash now. And anyway, change your plans. Let's sneak into the guardhouses while she's got everyone's attention.
Ooh, alright, way to go, Mash. That's our child of prophecy.
Not Child of Prophecy, but yeah, close enough. Sure. The Queen's army bore down on the panicked fairies crowding around the rear gate. The guards advanced to meet them, but could not make it through the press of so many bodies. Soon the Queen's soldiers would set upon the fairies, trying desperately to escape. Once first blood was shed, there would be no going back. The fairies were too frightened to think straight, so the Queen's soldiers regarded them as violent dissidents. Soon the rear gate would become a bloodbath from which none would escape alive. Unless, of course, she had something to say about it. Yeah, get a mash. Lady Mash, what are you doing here?
I came to help. Can you open the rear gate, Lute?
No, I'm not authorized to make that call. But then again, if the Lord's Lady wishes to pass through the gate, then I guess we have no choice but to open it.
Thank you.
Not at all, milady. I was this close to doing something I would have regretted forever. Some guard I turned out to be. Someone help me open the gate and hurry. Don't let the Queen's army into the guardhouses. Don't let them touch the safety mechanisms either. If you see anyone suspicious in there, kill them. Oh no! No! Robin Wag! Please don't kill off Robin Wag. Not our boys. I've located a fairy that appears to be the Child of Prophecy. Moving in for the kill. You four with me. The rest of you dispose of these fairies. Don't let a single seed of dissent escape.
Oh no, you don't. You're facing me and me alone. If it's bloodshed you want, then it's bloodshed you'll get.
Hey, yo? You're just calling yourself a Tamlin now? Also, I guess she must have remembered something. Maybe like a whisper in her ear. Like, Galahad.
I'm Tamlin Galahad, the Knight of Sheffield.
I'm your enemy and I'll stop you all right here, right now. Yeah, get a mash. That's my girl. That's our eggplant. Shining round shield. Tamlin. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. Tamlin Galahad, okay. She's using it in the fight as well. Was not expecting that. Okay, you know what? Frick. The filter can stay off for now. I'll fix it after. Alright. Alright. The frick. Actually, wait. I should make sure. What does this do again? Restore HP for all allies. Scan Ultra Caesars. Yeah, we'll get buffs put on and then attack.
それはすべての傷、すべての怨恨を癒す我らが故郷。権限せよ、ロード・キャメロット。その辺だな。バッチリだな。
Ash of Orkney. Yeah, good luck doing any damage.
落ち着いて。了解。いいよ。押し切ります。ターゲット。やー。多すぎてもね。
Perfect. Zeros across the board. Oh yeah, y'all thought. Y'all motherfucking thought.
はい。いい感じ。いいよ。ターゲット。
Not having an attack Noble Phantasm right here though is really unfortunate. Oh. But hey. I'm sure they took everything into account. Probably. Alright, bridal spin wheel again.
いい感じ。急げや急げ。明日が納期だ。ブライダルスピンホイール。お裁縫ハンマー。特艦仕事。どーんとこいだ。
Oh, really? Habitat, you couldn't kill that?
やべ。
It's fine. It's fine. It's all right. We don't have any
了解。
problems here. I think.
ターゲット。
I'm actually doing a lot of damage though,
雑に行こっか。
which is nice. Ow!
やべ。
Ow!
ここはもうちょっと念入りに。まだ倒れません。にゃーにゃーにゃーにゃーにゃーにゃーにゃーにゃーにゃー。私は最悪の席に立つ。
We'll just keep ourselves topped up with health recovery and defense. Because we might have a little bit of a problem otherwise if we don't.
それはすべての傷、すべての怨恨を癒す我らが故郷。権限せよ、ロード・キャメロット。その辺だな。バッチリだな。やべ。
Alright.
いいよ、いいとも。
Perfect. The should. Yeah, he's dead. He's dead. Good, 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 good. Good, Heavy Cat, good.
特艦仕事はどーんとこいだ。
Now we can just rail this guy. Wait, pause.
落ち着いて。落ち着いて。了解。いいよ。押し切ります。ターゲット。
Nice. Not so nice. Really? Really? Have a shot you couldn't crit? Whatever.
やべ。
Really, what I'm getting from this is Mash and Merlin make a good combo. Like, obviously, right now it's Habitat, but Habitat's Noble Phantasm's pretty much Merlin's, isn't it? At least to restore HP. I think Merlin's also has NP gain? But for the most part, it's pretty similar. They make for a pretty decent
いいとも。はい。いい感じ。
Noble Phantasm combination.
バッチリだな。
Pretty decent. Decent notch. Alright.
昨今、夏の平均気温が徐々に上がってきている。優れた
One more. For no particular reason, just one more. No reason whatsoever. It's open. The Shield of Prophecy opened the gate for us. I don't see any of the Queen's soldiers outside. This is our chance to escape.
Cowards.
Alright, looks like our work here is done. Come on, Mash, let's run for it too. Don't worry about the city. Bogart can handle it. Can he? Whatever else you can say about him, he's still a great knight. He knew this might happen when he began his rebellion. Yeah, I have to share that responsibility with him. This is his last stand, no one else's. Have a trot.
What? Oh, here's Lancelot!
Escape is not an option. Your only options are to surrender and accept capture or to die here and now.
Lancelot! It's Tamlin Lancelot!
Father? We're all gonna die!
Yeah. Maybe you should just thrown down your weapons and begged for mercy.
What is that? A fairy? A Tamlin, you say? For real? So that's a child of prophecy. Fine. This is annoying, but moving in to capture her.
But first, what was it you called yourself? Tamlin Galahad? Galahad or something? That's quite the name you threw out. Yeah, no particular reason for that.
Oh crap, here she comes. Get ready, Mash. Don't hold anything back against her.
I wasn't planning on it. By the way, why did you call yourself Galahad? Who even is Galahad? Don't worry about it, Happy Cat. It's, is he some boyfriend of yours you never told me about? Damn it!
I don't know who Galahad is either. It just sort of came out.
At any rate, everyone, please try to escape. I'll do my best to hold her off. Yeah. Yep, no idea who Galahad is at all, huh? Not even a little bit. Surely. Yeah, just... Alright. Tamlin Lancy. Yo, you're starting off with your noble phantasm. Well, that's cheating. That is absurdly cheating, if I do say so myself. But hey, you know. Let's hope this does something to not get us killed. But yeah, we'll see about that. I don't have actually a whole lot of hope for it, you know, stopping us from dying. But hey, you know. Maybe I should have used Mash's skills to guarantee high defense. Yeah. Yeah, that didn't go great for us at all, in any way, shape, or form. I'm sure she's fine. Yeah, no, we're doomed, aren't we?
It's no use. Nothing's working on her. My strength is fading.
I see. And here I thought your shield might be something special. What? You're saying it's not? I mean, yeah, I guess after you just handed our asses to us, I guess it's kind of not, huh?
But the Round Table's protection is useless against me. My mystics are just too powerful for it.
Oh, so you recognized what it was. Interesting.
Huh? The explosion came from the castle keep. Lord Bogart.
Yeah, no, I think Bogart's, dead. More than likely.
I'm glad. Oh crap, she totally wants to go save him, doesn't she? I'm glad she doesn't look as defeated as she did a second ago, but come on.
Oh, a second wind? You're tougher than you look. I see why you chose Galahad for your name, at least.
Yeah, there's another reason for that. But also, how do you know about Galahad?
But it's no use, child of prophecy. This ends now. You're not going anywhere. We don't need two children of prophecy. I guess it was just too soon for you to call yourself a Tamlin, or to assume Galahad's name. Goodbye.
I wonder how much... Because I had assumed it was only Morgan who was privy to, like, proper human history knowledge, and so she just gave these names to these three. But it seems like Melu's also very aware. She knows who Galahad is, which is interesting.
Who did that?
Cool. Haven't seen you in ages.
What? Sorry about that. That girl there is an acquaintance of mine. I didn't want to get involved, but I'd also rather she not die on me. Please stand down, Lancelot. Do that and we can all just go home. No fuss, no muss.
Are you the wolf who's been watching over me all this time?
You know, so much for the mysterious shtick. Your instincts, now your powers of observation are just as keen as ever. Anyway, I'll handle Lancelot here. Don't worry, I can at least buy you enough time to escape.
Alright, thank you, roped person.
Wait, the hell? I thought you were gonna run outside. Why are you headed back to the castle? Hey!
I knew it, yeah. What can you do? That's Smash for you. Hey, Grimmer, it is you, right? Sorry to run since we haven't seen each other in forever, but thanks for this.
I'm guessing it's just Castor Ku is a stand-in then, and he's a fairy, not a servant. Ah, well. I was hoping well, I don't know, because he said he knew her, but, But I guess it could just be that he was, yeah, okay. Sure, no problem. I'm definitely not going to survive this, but oh well. So, mind facing me instead? It might cost me my life, but I can at least send you flying out of the castle.
Grimmer, I see. So you're Grimmer the Sage, the savior from the Fey era's familiar. Now you're a servant who's been summoned to the era of the High Queen.
Okay, so he is a servant.
And you still haven't learned. Her Majesty said I should dispose of you, so I will. I don't suppose you have any last words.
Oh, sure, but it'd take way too long to get through them all. Besides, we're both outsiders in Fairy Britain anyway. Okay, so Melu isn't from here. That's why she's aware of proper human history stuff. And maybe she's the one who told Morgan about it before Beryl ever got here. But that said, it's in Fairy Britain anyway. Okay, I'm going to assume he's an alter ego, so it is like Caster Ku mixed with this Grimmer guy. But like it's mostly Grimmer, but the body is Ku's? Maybe? The sucky part is we're probably never gonna see him again after this. And it's like they don't use Caster Ku since Fuyuki, and then they just tease him here and then kill him off immediately. That's fucked up. That's real fucked up. How could they do this to us? What do we do to deserve this teasing? Okay, damn it. Damn it, man. Give me give me Nito, man. Please. Please. Oh well. But you know, that is messed up. Like I assume he probably showed up in an event or two in like year 1, maybe year 2 of the game, but I doubt he's been used at all since, except for this, and even then, it's really not him. Is Ku's fate even out of Lancer class? Yeah, just... it's fucked up, man. Like, I want to see more of Caster Ku and, like... just doing something, I don't know, but... it seems as if they're never gonna give us that, huh? Never gonna happen. And Mash, being the fool that she is, going back to save Bogart. Any new notes? No. Yeah, no. These are just the ones we already had, and same with these, I think. Yeah. Ah, well. No, Mash is too kind for her own good. Like... I don't think Bogart deserves her kindness and wanting to help him, but it's her choice, I guess, and I assume it'll probably work out. Probably. And as for what happened with Ritsuka and Co, really nothing. It was literally just us getting to the Welsh Forest, fighting black dogs and a stagnant, and then us training and then seeing Oberon's tiny form. So really not a whole lot of stuff has happened this episode, but actually I don't have time to do more. I feel bad leaving it off here when we're right in the middle of war happening, but you know, cliffhangers and all that. That's gonna keep happening. Yeah. The sections are just too long. Yeah, if it wasn't getting into some, like, I'm already like sweating through my shirt. Like that's why I have to end, is so I can like get my cooler going before it gets to the point where I'm just like, I want to die. Like, I don't really have anything to do. I just don't want to sweat through my shirt more than I need to. Like it's 12:30, well 12:27. It's already 99 degrees. Like, brother. Why? But well. Once fall comes back around and it's not as obscenely hot, we'll get back to like consistent 3+ hour days. So it's hopefully not stop. We don't hopefully I'm not stopping in the middle of sections, but by then we'll be into LB7, I imagine. Because I imagine we'll be done with this and Shrom by the time it gets to fall. So it's unfortunate that the most anticipated section probably landed in the worst possible place it could have in terms of like when I got to it, but oh well. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it off here. I think it's watching, and yeah, I don't know. Again, I'm remembering a scene where they said that they captured a child. I don't remember if that was said during this, during Fragment 3, or if it was when with us, talking about a child of prophecy having been captured just the other day. If it was when it was with us, I'm hoping, or not hoping, then that probably, I don't know why I said hoping, that probably means they capture Mash here. But if it happened, I don't remember what scene it was in. But but I remember that singular line. I want to say it was during the Fragment 3, when they brought us to Bogart and he was like, they just captured a child of prophecy the other day. You know, but I'm not 100% certain. So I'm hoping Mash doesn't get captured, but the fact that she ran straight back into the castle where she's probably gonna get cornered doesn't bode well for her at all, really. But I guess we'll just have to see next time. But yeah. Anyway, I'll catch you guys probably day after tomorrow, because tomorrow is supposed to heat. So day after tomorrow, when it's supposed to be a little bit cooler, is when we'll continue. But for now, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.